Well, since I'm going to die and I invented the idea of it, basically, what you need to do is pretty much go and look up the Mirage Dam in in what's called France, okay? Or look at the Renault manufacturing methods. All right, I'm going to tell you how to make gold or something. Um, anyway, I discovered it. Or they discovered it because of what I said to do, which was basically getting a lot of heat into a thing. Now, I didn't come up with all of it. I kind of came up with a lot of it, but not all of it. I don't really know because I mean, like I said, I named America. I basically helped build Germany, and pretty much I am Lucifer Star, Lucifer White Star line, mining and shipping. I always like saying that. Lucifer Star line, mining and shipping. Because it's like it's what I like to do. I love to mine. I love to ship, and I love to build. It's all I like to do. It's all I wanted to do. That's all I enjoy doing. I created stars and suns and stuff like that. Anyway, okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a pot. Now, this is going to have to be made out of ceramic and asbestos, or something really, 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 really that can take a lot of heat. Ceramics and asbestos are two things that can take a lot of heat, and they're very insulative as well. Okay, now then you're gonna need some graphite bars basically. Graphite mixed in with I believe I forget what the makeup. There might be ceramics in there. It might be a little bit of a little bit of titanium, but you're gonna need something really dense that can take a lot of heat because you're gonna want to get this up to about 55,000 degrees. Or if you can hit 100,000 degrees, that's where ooh yeah, that's where the good stuff happens. So this is going to have to be something like, and you might need like a cubic zirconian what's called lining to this. But basically, you're going to want to get this is going to want to be like asbestos and ceramic or something like that. Something that can take a lot of heat. Okay, and not conductive or something like that. There's something about the conductivity. Okay, then you're going to want to run in. Now, I forget, I don't know if these have to be grounded directly. I think maybe you can have like bars coming up from the bottom. Now, this is high-end smelting. Because I don't like people taking advantage of people, and it's basically for some reason a lost art, and because I'm going to die, and because I was held hostage and they tried to kill me a lot. So then you're going to want to have some bars coming up from the bottom, made out of the same stuff as this, coming up like this. Now it's possible you can try some other things like wrapping this around, but basically you're going to want to run a lot, and you're going to have to cool this line off a lot too. What we did in the Mirage Dam is we had a river down here with water, basically, and then we had the power generators over here, and then we ran this line through that water, and that prevented the heat from going from here to the generators, because otherwise the heat will transfer down and go back into the generators, and then you'll fry your windings in your generators. You're going to probably want to use something like maybe a cast iron generator or something like that, but you can, basically we use cast iron and like titanium or something like that, for our windings, but you can use whatever you want. Copper, it melts too easy, although it is very conductive. Anyway, I mean, it depends on the whole like metal stuff like that, and they do know like China knows, everyone knows basically how to do this really well. I mean, it's basically a hydro dam. Now, what you're going to want to do, of course, is you're going to want to have a hydro dam right here, and some sort of paddle wheel or something like that. If you can, what you really want to do is you want to have like at least 1,000 feet of drop, like that. And you want to get this water really moving before it goes through that. That's what we were doing too. Is we had 1,000 feet of drop or something like that, more than 100, but like 1,000 feet of drop, and then ran it down a tube, and then we hit these motors right there. So we got a lot of drop going. It's got a lot of weight behind that water, and then it hits these power generators. So it really gets them moving with a lot of force, and then I forget. I don't know if you need to do a gear ratio thing or something like that. But basically, you're going to want more than 100 feet of drop. Basically, if you can get 1,000 feet of drop, then that's best. 1,000 feet of water going, and then when it hits the generator, and then you got a lot of power and you got a lot of force, and that's what you're gonna need to get the amount of power that, because you're gonna have to. It takes a lot of power. So, and then you're going to want to fry this line as much as you can, and you're gonna need a cooler. So you're gonna need like a river or some sort of water packing for this for this line, because the heat's gonna transfer back from here all the way back to your generator. It's gonna fry your generator. So anyway, our generators, using this setup, we're running at about 2,000 degrees or so. You can see the glow coming off the windings, basically. Anyway, though, so and then you could just take your little thingy and you just dump it right in here, and you're gonna want to have a lid for the top, and you're probably gonna need to use either a ceramic or a what's called or a titanium hook, because for picking up the lid, because you're gonna want to put the lid on it, and then you're gonna want to get this really like super hot, like 100,000 degrees or so. Anyway, it's a lost art, and I guess anyway they tried to kill me and all my people, so anyway, whatever. This is what Germany and everyone else knew. So you're gonna want to hit 100,000 degrees. Anyway, and then your windings and everything else like that. So like I said, in the what's it called, in the Mirage Dam, what we really had is we had tubes going this way, and we're actually pulling the water from way up high. We had, I think, 500 feet of drop. I forget how much drop we had, but we had a fair amount of drop before we got to here. And then we went through the motors and the windings, and then we're really putting the heat to it. You know, and then I don't think that these two have to be connected. I think you can just have these going in just like above it, and then the power will transfer. I think that I don't think you need to connect, because this is the ground. You know, this goes into the ground. You know, and ground. You know. So, anyway, yeah, you do. Anyway, though, you can get all scientific about it and do it like this and do it like that. But this is the basic idea of how to create silver, gold, and everything else. Also, if you want to kick it up a little bit, you put electromagnets over here and do windings. It's not true. The metal is in the ground, but this is what the Earth does. The Earth in its mixing and everything else, when it's going around the sun and everything else, this is what it's doing basically. This is the easy, fast way to do what I do in the planet. Basically, is like this. It's a lot of heat and it melts it really good, and then you can turn just about almost anything into whatever. Anyway, and then you get down to the elements basically. But this is high-end smelting pretty much. And then if you have electromagnets here and here and here, you know, with windings, and you just pulse it back and forth, or you can try mixing it, swirling it. There's different combinations to how to high-end smelt, basically. But you do that, and you'll get copper, gold, aluminum, whatever you want. A couple different things. It doesn't really matter what you put into it. So anyway, that's how you high-end smelt, and that's how you get gold and everything else. They say the gold rush, the silver rush, blah blah. No. This is what we were doing. This is how we were doing it. Everything else is just someone playing games. Gold is not rare. Gold can be created. Everything can be created. Oh, also, that is going to be radioactive, though. You're gonna get radiation. So, you know my little radiation symbol. My little radiation symbol. You know, the little. So anyway, it is going to be radioactive. So you're going to want to, because you're going to start collecting depleted uranium or uranium deposits inside the smelter. So it's going to be dangerous. So anyway, and that is how you make gold, silver, and whatever, and lots of it. And that's what the Earth does all the time. That's also what the sun does. So anyway, you get all scientific about it, but that's the layman's term of it. That's what they were doing back at the Mirage Dam in France, so, and other places. So anyway, and then you don't really need to do undersea mining. But I like to do it anyway because I think it's cool. I mean, or you can just go find it under the ground where it occurs, from because the Earth does this too. The Earth is doing the same. The Earth is doing that process every day. So anyway, matter goes through different states every day, or not every day, but. So anyway.